Why do most people live their entire lives without ever breaking out of average? Why do 99% of people, no matter how much they dream, wish, or talk about success, end up settling for less? It's not because they're incapable. It's not because they're unlucky. It's because they follow a system designed to keep them stuck. In this video, we're going deep. You'll learn the mindset, habits, and hidden traps that keep most people average their whole lives, and how to make sure you never fall into the same cycle. If you've ever felt like you were meant for more, like something inside of you was built to rise above mediocrity, then this message is for you. Let's begin. Here's the hard truth nobody wants to say out loud. Most people confuse motion with progress. They read books, watch videos, listen to podcasts, but never take action. They think about their goals, they talk about their plans, but deep down, they're more in love with the idea of change than the cost of it. You see, change is uncomfortable. Success demands friction, risk, sacrifice. And 99% of people, they'll do whatever it takes to avoid that. They tell themselves they're preparing, that they're waiting for the right time, that one day they'll finally start. But that day never comes because the average mindset worships comfort. And comfort is the enemy of growth. Now here's something even more sobering. The world is built to keep you average. Think about it. From a young age, you're trained to follow the rules, fit in, play it safe, and not question the system. You're taught to fear failure, to chase grades, not growth, to find a job, not a calling. And if you do try to break free, you're met with resistance, doubt from others, criticism, even your own fear. Why? Because average loves company. When you start rising, you threaten the comfort zone of everyone still sitting in it. And unless you're strong enough to push through that pressure, you'll get pulled right back down. That's why most people never escape. They follow a blueprint that was never designed for greatness. Let's talk about mindset, because this is where it all starts. The average mindset says, I'll start tomorrow. I'm not ready yet. I don't want to fail. But the legendary mindset says, I start today even if I'm not ready. Failure is feedback, not final. Discomfort is the path to growth. Here's the truth. The average mindset waits for motivation. The legendary mindset builds discipline, because discipline shows up when motivation runs out. The average person builds their life around emotions, but the top 1% build their life around principles. That's the real difference. Now let's break down the habits that keep 99% stuck in average. 1. Scrolling instead of building. Most people spend hours consuming content they'll never apply. They follow others living their dreams instead of pursuing their own. 2. Overthinking every move. They wait for certainty, they want guarantees, but action creates clarity, not the other way around. 3. Living in the past. They carry the weight of past mistakes, regrets, and failures like a badge. The problem: you can't build your future if you're anchored to your history. 4. Seeking permission. Average people wait for someone to say it's okay to start. Successful people give themselves permission. 5. Choosing comfort over challenge. Comfort feels good now, but it costs you later. Challenge feels hard now, but it pays off forever. If you see yourself in any of these habits, don't judge yourself, wake yourself up. Awareness is the beginning of transformation. Here's the deepest reason 99% stay average: they never upgrade their identity. You can't outwork yourself. If deep down you believe you're lazy, broken, or not meant for success, you'll find ways to sabotage yourself. Everything else is in place. It's not enough to change your habits. You have to change the story you tell yourself. Say it with me. I am not average. I am not my past. I am becoming who I was born to be. You have to see yourself as the kind of person who deserves excellence, who expects greatness, who shows up when it's hard. Because once your identity shifts, your behavior naturally follows. Here's what separates the 1% from the rest. The average person quits when it gets hard. The 1% expects it to get harder and keeps going anyway. They don't stop at failure. They learn from it. They don't rely on hype. They build habits. They don't look for shortcuts. They show up every day because they understand this truth. You're always training your future. Every decision is a vote for the person you're becoming. And if you keep casting votes for average, that's what you'll stay. So how do you break free? Step 1. Radical responsibility. Stop blaming your circumstances, your past, or other people. Own your life fully, even the hard parts. Because if you're responsible, you're also powerful. Step 2. Ruthless clarity. What do you actually want? Not what others expect, not what's safe, but what sets your soul on fire. Get clear, write it down, revisit it daily. Step 3. Build unshakable habits. Start small. 1 action a day. Read 10 pages. Work out for 15 minutes. Wake up 30 minutes earlier. Build momentum and protect it like your future depends on it, because it does. Step 4. Surround yourself with growth. Cut out the noise. Limit negative influences. Feed your mind with content that empowers, not distracts. Join communities, follow mentors, and study the. Step 5. Trust the process. It won't happen overnight, but if you stay consistent, you'll wake up one day and realize you're no longer average. You're no longer reacting, you're building, you're rising. you're becoming. So let me ask you, do you want to stay average doing what 99% of people do? Or do you want to become uncommon doing what most people won't? The world doesn't need more average. It needs people like you, awake, driven, and committed to living fully. The journey is hard, it's lonely, and it takes time, but it's worth it. Because once you rise above average, you don't just change your life, you inspire others to do the same. So stop waiting. Start now, not tomorrow, not when it's perfect. Because every second you hesitate is a second you could be building the life you were meant to live. If this message lit something in you, don't let it fade. Hit that like button, share it with someone who needs to hear this, and subscribe to RiseMind Fuel for more videos that help you escape average and unlock the mindset of greatness. You weren't born to blend in, you were born to rise. Let's